Hey everybody, it's Miss Holman. I'm going to teach you guys a game to play today using the coins that we've been learning about this week. Before we do, real quick, I just want to do a review. This coin is a penny. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Not very well, huh? Well, this is a penny and its value is 1 cent. This coin, a nickel, and its value is 5 cents. This coin is a dime. That is 10. And then Miss Goggin yesterday talked about this little guy. What's this little guy? This is a quarter. A quarter. That value is 25. So I am going to teach you how to play a game today. And there are lots of different versions of this game you can play, so it should keep you busy for a while. So the way you're going to play this game, there are a couple different ways that you can play. So you'll need 2 dice for this version of the game. And you'll need some pennies if you can find some pennies around your house. And some nickels. And I've got a pile of dimes. And I have a pile of quarters. Quarters might be a little difficult, but if you think that your child can handle it, then absolutely go for it. So we're going to start with a simple little game where you roll the dice. You figure out your number, 7. And then you can count out 7 pennies. And the value of 7 pennies is 7 cents. And then you could count out 7 nickels. And then we can use counting by 5 to figure out to figure out the value of our 7 nickels. So we can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7 nickels, 7 fives, is 35. That's great practice for counting, using our number to count out coins. And it's also great practice counting by 5s while also reviewing that the nickels are worth 5. So this incorporates a lot of different math skills. And then you could count out 7 dimes. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 7 dimes, 70 cents. So you can count out the 7 and then you can count by 10s to see how many. Now, I'm not sure that any kindergarten classes have counted by 25s. That's not typically a thing we do. But if your child you feel like they've mastered the pennies and nickels and dimes, you can absolutely go for it with the quarters, and you could count out 7 quarters. They're going to need a lot of help to start out, but I say if you think they can handle it, then absolutely, why not challenge them? So we would have to count by 25s, 25, 50, 75, 100. And when you get to 100, you have $1, 125, 150, 175. So that's 175 or $1.75. And then you can roll again and count out that many again. Now that's one version of the game. If you do not have dice, you can make paper dice. There are lots of tutorials online of how to make your own little cubes to make some dice. Or you could use playing cards, and this would be good for lining up your coins on each spot. So we need 5 coins. You have to remind them that shape in the corner does not count as one of the hearts on the card. It's just to show you what type of card it is. So you'll have to remind your child that those are not part of the number. But then they can count out and they can place on their card that many pennies or that many nickels. and practice counting by fives that way. And then you can draw the next card and show that many, and the next one and show that many. So that's another version. So another version of this game that you could play, and I probably wouldn't use quarters for this, I would just stick with pennies and nickels and dimes, but you can roll the dice. Ooh, that's 12. And then you can have your child count out that many coins, but they can do some pennies and some nickels and some dimes. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've got 12 coins, but they aren't all the same value. So this is why this is one of those trickier games. So they can line up their dimes, that's going to be 10s. And they can line up their nickels, that's going to be 5s, and their pennies, which will be 1s. And then they can determine, oops, let me slide that up a little bit. They can determine the value. So first, we can start with a bigger number and count by 10s. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Now it gets tricky because instead of counting by 10s, now we're going to count by 5s. So 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and now we need to count by 1s. So we're going to count on by 1s. So 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. So if this version of the game is a little too tricky for your child, that is fine. I just wanted to give you several options on different ways you can play this game depending on where your child is at. So have fun with your coins today, and I will see you later. Bye.